Welcome to Amplify Spotlight on Simulations and Other Tech Tools for Amplify Science for Oklahoma. My name is Tom, a product specialist, and I'll be guiding you today through our Spotlight on Simulations. We call them SIMs for short. To start with, I want to let you know that we do support the widest range of tech environments. So whether a teacher has a projector and you have to do your simulations as a whole group instruction, that works, as well as a one-to-one situation where every student has a device and can log in and do the simulations independently. So we support all modes and delivery methods of using our technology. As we continue forward, I want to let you know that I have created a shared folder. So just click on this link here, and it'll take you to a couple of resources that show the technology opportunities at different grade levels and what our different simulations and modeling tools look like. So with Amplify, every unit students take on a problem-based deep dive where they become a scientist or engineer of some kind and get to explore phenomenal real-world problems. Using simulations adds to this aspect in a great way. As students try to, explore these different career options and phenomena such as microbiome researchers and medical school interns, there's things that you just can't see happening without the use of technology. And so that's where simulations come in. Simulations are more than a virtual lab experience. Our simulations allow for multiple outcomes, for a lot of variability to be explored, not just a set series of outcomes that old school virtual simulations had. Our sims are much more robust. And it fits our model. Now, our model called Do, Talk, Read, Write, Visualize is an instructional model. This also addresses the way the science engineering practices hit all different types of learning styles within the new standards in Oklahoma. So do means hands-on. You're going to have a hands-on investigation. Talk, scientific discourse. Read, you're going to read our text. Write in the notebooks or write your findings online. Visualize is where we're focusing today, a different depth of knowledge under visualizing with digital tools. And of course, our simulations are a highlight of our digital tools. So at this point, I'm going to go into the curriculum and show you how these things work. So here I've landed into my demo account. You can always request a demo account from our team. And a couple things about our demo account. Right here, this little orange caret allows me to toggle between grade levels. Keep in mind, when a student is going to work in a simulation, those instructions and those links are directly embedded in the student learning path throughout these units and individual lessons. I'm going to show you a shortcut to get to those tools so you can preview them and explore. I'm going to come up to the upper left. I call that my little navigation hamburger. It has 3 stacks. I'm going to open that up. Now, I have other curriculum loaded. You'll see science in your demo account, and there's a couple tools. Under tools, you will see elementary student apps. I'm going to click on elementary student apps, and that will launch in a new tab. That's our K-5 digital resources, all in one nice packaged app. I'm going to click that one. Now that I've launched elementary students apps in a new tab, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and talk about past my ELA apps into my science apps, where these are the middle school grades 6 through 8 simulation links. Once again, the links are already embedded at point of use in the lessons. This is just a shortcut and a place to house them all for easy access for teachers and students if they want to come here. So you're going to see I've already launched chemical reactions for that unit. And a little further down, I've also launched this one here, traits and reproduction, just to show you a little variability. Now you're seeing the student interface, the digital experience that students in K-5 would have, starting with these units at the top, which are my kindergarten units. If I go in, for instance, into pushes and pulls, in kindergarten first grade, your students are going to have access to our digital text. So these are flip books with a read aloud function. The other technology that would be used in the classroom is all in the teacher's control to deliver to the students. This is scaffolded on purpose. Kindergarten, first grade, we introduce technology in a gradual release form, which is just the student books that they can interact with. By the time we get up to the upper grades, grades 2 and 3, we introduce what's called modeling tools. So as you can see here in this 3rd grade unit, a lot of practice tools. These are drag and drop text enhanced items where students will fill in, drag, drop, and organize their thoughts and showcase their understanding by building digital models and sorting. And so at the end of 3rd grade, we do have a simulation with one of our units. By the time students are in 4th and 5th grade and then into middle school, every unit does have a simulation. I'm going to go into one here called Vision and Light. In Vision and Light, you'll see we have the simulation link, the practice tools, and those student books. So let's look at this simulation. So simulations are designed for students to collect evidence, that way of understanding to make a claim against their phenomenon. The phenomenon here is this gecko population is starting to dwindle. It's not surviving. The numbers are getting less. And it may be because street lights were put up in the community. So if I hit play in the upper right, I can see arrows bouncing off the prey into the eye of my gecko. Now, students are conservation biologists trying to help figure out this problem. He can see the prey, his mouth open, his tongue came out. Now, the issue might not be the light. Maybe it's the angle of the light that's in the community, or maybe the pupil size. Also, students are going to investigate other settings in this simulation, such as recognizing prey. I'm going to load that. So now I start this. And if you look here, this prey is a safe type. If I click on that right there, it now is a toxic type. Now, can I eat that? He's not getting enough light to see if he can eat it or not. So maybe we need to expand the pupil size. So students are going to work with different types of variables to see if the organism can survive. Another setting is where predators might be able to see our gecko, and maybe the predators are attacking this gecko so much that that's the reason for the population dwindling. So you see the robustness of this simulation. I'm now going to go to the simulations that I opened and launched for middle school. I'm going to start with traits and reproduction. In this unit, students get to breed spiders. So their goal is to be genetic researchers, helping a researcher in her lab come up with a silk that can replace a torn tendon in the human body. So Greg here is going to mate with Zora. I'm going to create the reproductive cells. When students are using simulations, they'll have guided inquiry on what to accomplish, what tasks and data to collect. And then there's the open inquiry, which is so vital for them forming their own understanding and their own problem solving. So they'll be able to mutate. I'm going to hit randomly fertilize. And the depth and the visualization of those chromosomes coming from each parent coming together really solidifies that for students. Now in this unit, they're also going to learn Mendelian genetics, Punnett squares. As I go to the traits at the top, I'm going to click flexibility. Greg is low, Zora is high. All my offspring came out low, medium, medium, low. And that's okay if that's what I wanted. If not, I have to go back and reevaluate my cross and look for those genetic responses. As students go down a little deeper, as they work through the unit, I'm going to click on a spider. And now I get to see the power, right, of this program. The cell that is responsible is creating these proteins coming out of the ribosomes, these pink shapes that are leaving the cell that's coding for this particular trait, silk flexibility. I'm going to click on stickiness and watch what happens. The shape of the protein changed. I'm going to click on venom. The shape changes. Students who are visual learners can connect then. The shape of this protein is determining what trait I see in the living organism. So this is a vital part of students' depth of understanding and collecting evidence in a new way. The next simulation I'm going to show you is called chemical reactions. In this unit, students are going to be chemists, and their goal is to unlock the mysteries of why their tap water in their community is coming out a brown color. So here I get to mix chemicals without worrying about blowing up my laboratory. So I'm going to hit add a substance. In this case, I'm going to put methane and oxygen. I'm going to hit test. The power of the program, once again, is to visualize. Do talk, read, write, visualize. And so here I'm visualizing molecules bouncing around. The atoms are making some new products here. And I can actually see that combination, the conservation of matter. I hit results. It's going to identify the products. I can hit review, turn on my atomic scale, my properties, and I can even replay the whole process showing the complete chain of what happened. So our simulations are really designed to enhance that depth of knowledge. Do talk, read, write, and visualize. And that is so important because as we work through the new standards in Oklahoma, you have what's called science and engineering practices. These practices really want to engage students in the following ways: to inquire, model, quantify, read, talk, write, critique, and argue like scientists. And so with digital tools, students are able to enhance that depth of understanding to be those great scientists of the future. Also, check out the shared folder again. I provided the link one more time. Thank you so much for watching the Oklahoma Spotlight series, and stay tuned for the next one.